welcome to another Super Shaves video with me on a beautiful day. Hashtag Team All Blade and hashtag No Blade Left Behind. Come on in, throw me a Subi smile, and all I gotta say is squad goals. Thank you for being here, for clicking into today's video, and for joining me. Hopefully wherever you're tuning in from, you're drinking something cold and caffeinated, and you're sitting in a comfy chair ready for a shave. You know I am. I'm really excited too. We got just over 48 hours of stubble, and we're gonna be knocking it to the ground with Mike's brand new offering. That's right, Mike over at Shield set as his stainless steel Predator razor, aka now just known as the Gem, and I'm absolutely honored. I'm super excited to be using this for the first time ever on channel with you guys for an absolutely beautiful shave. It's gorgeous. Look at this. It's a piece of art. I love the razor, and it's really cool to get to see Mike offering this single edge razor that uses these blades, right? They look like paint scraper blades, but they're the 3-facet Gem blades. I really like those blades. They're a very stiff blade, single edge blade, and I love seeing him offering that in stainless steel. For everybody out there that didn't like the titanium because it was a little too light for your preferences, this is 118 chunky grams. It's hefty, it's large, and I'm really excited to be knocking it down to the ground today with this. Huge shout out and massive thanks to Mike for allowing us to do a spotlight, a discussion, and a little bit of product appreciation with his beautiful brand new Gem single edge, we're going to call it the Predator, right? I like to call it, it's based on the old name, the Predator. Oh, it's going to be absolutely awesome. I'm thrilled to be having you here today. We're going to be also kind of revisiting Shinrin-yoku style Hinoki and Sage. This is from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. This is going to be releasing here this week sometime, hopefully. From what I am hearing, it's a beautiful, organic, natural scent. To me, it reminds me of doing a really early morning spring walk through the forest. That's what my nose tells me. That's what it smells like to me. It makes me revisit memories of being a kid and just experiencing the forest without all the digital media that follows us with us into the forest now, right? You can just kind of experience all the different notes. I really love the fact that he is using Hinoki because it's a type of Japanese cypress. It adds this wood tone that is just, I think it takes it from being like a candle or being something like, you know, you would experience in potpourri to something organic and natural and beautiful and something you'd want to wear rather than just having it in your house. I love this scent. It, like I said, it's going to be releasing here shortly. It's really, really nice. Very green, effervescent, beautiful, and it to me, it just takes me back home, right? It takes my nose to somewhere like in the mountains, and I absolutely love that. Again, Shinrin-yoku style, like, you know, letting the whole entire forest bathe over you, the whole experience, and just letting, you know, all your senses take it in. Beautiful scent, and huge shout out to Doug, Fran, and Hux for allowing us to talk about their stuff. Their lather, I'm telling you this, never disappoints. I did this with a mountain hair shaving brush my good buddy Jeremy turned years and years and years ago, and it just still kicks butt to this day. I love it, and I love the lather we got with it. It is creamy, it is thick, it is rich, it is hydrated, and it is slick beyond slick. And I just want to give Ian last shout out, huge shout out again for his soap scraper, right? I've heard people call these scoopers now, but he is totally right. It's not a scooper. This thing scrapes. It's a slicer. I even texted him, like, that's a soap slicer, because the way it cuts, it actually takes the soap off in a fine layer. It's just so satisfying. It's absolutely so enjoyable to just go over that with like a fine knife and just cut your soap to the exact amount you want. And today we've got the perfect amount. I'm really excited, and I'm excited to be using Mike's new razor that he sent us. I talked to him, I reached out to him. I said, you know, the Predator razor, the Gem razor is one of my favorites from him. I know a lot of people, you know, that prefer Gem DE blades or, you know, like injector blades. But for me, I've always really liked Gem razor blades. They're very thick. They're very sturdy. They produce a very, very fine shave that doesn't have a lot of chatter to them at all because of the thickness. And you get a lot of efficiency. So people that have like thick stubble that's really, really dense, it cuts right through it. It levels it to the ground. And it's a blade that I get a lot of performance for many shaves, right? I get 10 shaves out on a blade, which I also really like cost per shave wise. The Gem blades are really hard to beat, at least for me. But the problem with the Gem razors, right, if you ask me, my honest opinion is they're hard to kind of source in good quality and knowing for sure that you're getting a good one. The vintage ones can be fantastic or awful depending on how they've kind of aged for 70 years, right? A lot of these are 30s, 40s razors that have had a lot of use. So I like seeing modern artisans like Mike over at Shield offering having stuff that you can just go over, buy, and get like right to your door that's made with modern tolerances, with a modern material. It's going to last a lifetime. And I love that the price on this is absolutely to the floor. I reached out to him, I said, are you sure you're going to offer it at that price? Because it's 6 times in some cases less value and less cost than other competitors using like offering very similar products. 6 times less money. I cannot say enough how much I appreciate Mike, how much I think what he's doing is really cool, and I like seeing the designs he's coming up with. And for anybody out there that's saying, well, are they his? I have seen the AutoCAD drawings myself personally, where he's going through and fine tuning and tweaking. You can see one of the really cool things, and I just want to do one thing, like I said, product appreciation here. One thing he has done is you can see there's no blade corner protectors. You guys see this? Hopefully this is really visible and easy to see. Look at that. You see how the blade's flush there? The way he's engineered the razor is that the actual bar protects the blades high enough up where your face and your cheeks and things like that can't engage it, so it doesn't need those corner protectors, and it allows you to utilize the full space of the blade. Take a look at that, the way it kind of cuts off at the edge. I don't fully understand it, but it does work. It does protect the blade, and it's a very smooth shave every single time, at least the titanium one. Let's find out how the single edge stainless steel variant does today. It's going to be great. I did want to call this out when I was doing the face shave today. It felt just ever slightly less less intuitive. And the reason why, and I'm gonna tell Mike this when I talk to him next time, is that the weight of the handle just makes the lightness of that very thin, very elegant head just kind of unruly. It's just a weight balance situation. With the titanium razors, you don't notice it because the weight of titanium is so light. You really don't feel anything as far as like an offset, but this feels extremely like it wants to just do this. So I almost am overcompensating doing this, and that resulted in 2 little marks on my cheeks and 1 mark on my neck, where I'm not sure if it's going to show in the video because it closed up instantly, but I did get 2 little marks as I was using it where I overcorrected and pressed in as I was shaving. You can see here, it is very smooth. That's part of the problem with the razor, if you ask me. Personal opinion here is that it's just so darn smooth that it's easy to not to realize that you're not like, you're applying too much pressure. Honestly, I think part of the problem too is that I was applying pressure because with the titanium razors, I kind of am able to do that. Whereas this stainless steel at 118 grams, like right there, I'm not going to apply any pressure, and it's going to shave all the way down to the bone. Very close, very efficient. That's the other thing with this stainless steel, the heavier variation of this razor. It is efficient, and I'm finding it to be almost like having to relearn the razor. I've had probably 35 shaves with this titanium one because I really like the titanium one. I actually reached out to Mike and I told him that was the razor I'd recommend every single person, if you're interested in a shield razor, to look at that one because it's so unique. It's so different from what's available on the market currently, and it shaves extremely well. I know a lot of people that would never venture into the Gem razor blades just for the sole fact that they're a hardcore DE razor lover, right? But that's what my channel really preaches. That's what I love talking about, is hashtag Team All Blade, right? All blades, all appreciation for all styles of blades. Because in my opinion, you can get a BBS absolutely to the bone shave with almost any of these blades. You just have to have the right form and the right product to go with it. That's just my personal opinion here. I've had a lot of shaves with really different razors utilizing different blades that have all given me phenomenal shaves, and this is one of those ones in the Gem category that I think is really hard to beat. That's a personal opinion here. There are a couple other ones on the market that you can purchase in the modern era, but this one for me is just it was very mild and very easygoing for as smooth of a shave as you can get and as efficient as you get. Again, it's very efficient. It's sneaky efficient. And I think, that's one of the things about this razor is that when I was shaving, I was kind of doing a little bit of pressing, like on my face, because I was just kind of going. I was like, it kind of falls forward. So I pushed it forward. And yeah, definitely would say that it's not a razor that likes to get along with pressing. I can tell you that much. With 118 grams, it's almost having to relearn that perfect, this really requires that you have good form as you're shaving, or else you will get bit. I can attest to that. I can definitely attest to that. This feels like it has more blade fill for me too than the titanium one because of the additional weight. You have probably an extra 10 grams of weight just going forward, and you can definitely feel it. I think you can definitely feel it. If you're a person that used the titanium one, it was too light, too mild, this is going to bump that up quite a bit. And when I did speak to Mike just recently, he said he felt like that for a head shave, it may be too much weight. And I think almost, I have to say, I think it would almost be better if you offset it with a titanium handle and then kind of went in, just use the stainless head to kind of add more performance while still allowing the razor to be more well balanced. I think it's just the balance is kind of throwing my hand a little bit, but it's not the length. Like I thought the length would be a problem, but it's really not, because I'm used to that length from Shield. It's more of the, I think the weight, that heavy 818 grams. I can tell you this, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. We are to the bone, absolutely floored to the ground. The stubble, no problems, no issues. And that's a Mike product. I knew from the get-go that I was going to enjoy the razor and enjoy the shave. And that's why I spent the time doing a little extra work to it. So when I do want to call this out, when you order a razor from Shield, and I talked to him about this, he does like his light polish on it. I want to call it a light polish. I would call it a level 1 polish is what you get from Mike directly, right? That's what it comes in as. It's going to have a mirror to it. It will shine, it will shimmer. Your labels will reflect off of it, which is really nice, but you're not getting what I would call the hyper polish, right? The hyper polish is going to give you something that's really pristine, really slick, very clear, like that Wolfman level or carbon level polish, right? And I just want to call this out. I did talk to him about it. He's like, those guys are magicians, because they're doing it at a price, and they're doing it at a level that he can actually do. He said, that's being able to hyper mirror polish something and keep the price point to where it's not, exorbitant, and it's still worth doing, right? He said it's just not something he can do. So what I did is I spent 4 hours. You can see my towel here. I spent 4 hours polishing this thing on the head cap, on the base plate, just so that it really spoke to the quality and to the tolerances that he has gone to manufacture the razor, right? It took a lot of effort for him to produce that, and I love the razor and I love how it shaves. So I really wanted to give it its do my due diligence to give it the attention it deserves. But I want to mention, if you order the razor today, see mine, and you say, oh, I want it to look just like Subi's, it's probably not going to look like mine, because I spent a little bit extra time downstairs with my Dremel, just going over it with just getting it to like a level 2. I am definitely a hobbyist when it comes to polishing. I am no professional, and I just do it for the fun of it and to kind of give my razors a little bit of extra zazz. I call it Subiing and up, you know what I mean? Because for me, it's just giving it the Subi shine. It's definitely not up to the specs of some of the other big houses that produce beautiful stainless steel, but I just really think that turned out nice, and I wanted to showcase it and give Mike a huge shout out and get a close BBS shave with you guys here. I'm telling you this, it is so close, but that was the thing. It didn't take, you saw how fast that was? 1.5 pass, we are BBS. It's efficient. That little razor is sneaky efficient. You don't feel like you don't really feel anything, to be honest. It doesn't feel like you're shaving. It doesn't feel like you're having any chatter. It just goes right over the surface, and it is so stinking smooth post shave. I really like that razor. Again, if you're looking for a more efficient gem razor, I think that's a really good option, and it's only like $58 for that entire setup, which is, I can't say it. It's such a good deal. That is such a good deal for a stainless steel razor that, again, is going to last your lifetime, beyond your lifetime. It's going to maintain those specs, and it's going to be a piece that you're proud of, that you can showcase, and that you can say, hey, it really shaves as good as it looks. I like this a lot. You can just see it is just like really efficient. I just ran my towel barely over it, right through the top. This is an efficient razor, but it cuts close and it cuts really smoothly. Loved this shave today. Hinoki and sage. Right now that sage note is just lingering. It's playing around with the vanilla. It's giving me that moss green tone and some of the wood tones, like the pine needle, the cypress. It's just all mixing in there, and it smells really nice. It just is inviting, it's welcoming, and it's one of those ones that when I use, I've noticed I get really relaxed. I just let that sit out, and I just like, this is a good place to be. I love this. Again, this Shinrin-yoku way of doing things. Hinoki and sage, going to be releasing here shortly. Thanks for joining me for this shave. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't, please go below, smash that sub button. I'd love to talk to you in the comments. And until I see you for our next BBS shave, Subs out.